Quickly before we kickstart our conversation, I wanted to find out from you guys which high school you guys attended. Like which high school?
Let's be respecting ourselves.
Oh,
I know where you
are you not proud of your high school?
Oh God, I didn't go to school. No.
Yeah.
Which high school did you go?
Okay. So for me, I attended Wesley Grammar.
Okay.
I know someone who attended Agri Memorial. Yeah, I know someone who attended Agri Memorial. So.
Oh, Amosa.
Which high school did you attend?
I went to St. Thomas Aquinas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I see.
Yes.
Well, I nearly went to DPS.
Okay. Charlie, this week DPS International, they've been trending.
No, is you.
Charlie, and GIS, partly GIS has been trending.
They want to throw some subliminals.
Guys, me at some point I thought we are running the country. I mean, in terms of we go to parliament, everybody's like at this school. So I thought like the government schools, we will run the show for this country. We will make noise, empty barrels. Yeah. We've seen, I mean, the high and mighty society attend DPS, GIS, and I mean, when I say GIS, Nana Kwame Bediako, Freedom Jacob Caesar, son also went to prom, and we saw the fleet of cars and the kind of outfits he wore to that prom. Right. And I'm like, wow, it's like a for Ghana. Yeah. And I'm with them with cars and I'm by display. Right. And I'm like, wow, we have to work hard. Yeah. No, the NSMQ is not really the hype. And the dress,
National Science and Math it has nothing to do with DPS.
But I feel like we are on top, you know.
When you go to those schools, you are paying that kind of money. It's not about debate and those.
Charlie, what do you make of the things that we've been seeing? I mean, DPS, GIS, prom night, all these things.
Well, first of all, they are private schools with private heads. They have a culture that they are following in terms of they are usually run by Westerners, so they kind of bring that their culture to us here. DPS is international school, same as GIS, AIS, Galaxy,
British International.
You get, and if you can afford, you can attend. It's basically like that, and I think. We've always said our education, every day, Ghana people, our education system. So some people prefer their children to go and do the British curriculum or the US curriculum over the Ghana curriculum. So it's not, in fact, you people should not be shaking just because of one few cars that you are seeing. If there's cars you want to see there, then you people are messing up because you people should go to those schools when they close from school every day. You see plenty of cars.
Really?
Yeah, because I used to work close to Galaxy. When you have drivers who come and sit down for like 2 hours waiting for children to close, so they pick them in their 4x4s and B8s and things. So it's normal. You see, government school is government school. There are certain limits that you will not be able to do.
Yeah.
They instill in you certain disciplines and certain fundamentals that as adults we enjoy. People enjoy going to, I know people who are very proud of attending St. Thomas Aquinas. Yeah. People who are very proud of attending Wesley Grammar. Some are not so proud of Agri Memorial.
But it's not only him that is not proud. I think
it's in a book. It's in someone's book. It's in someone's book.
Everyone else is also not proud.
How do you get? We've seen people who have attended this school and you don't sleep.
Yeah.
You get it.
Santa.
And the hype surrounding, you see, the hype surrounding NSMQ. These private people never get to feel that experience.
They are doing sharks now.
Don't get
now
to.
They are doing sharks.
As I said, they don't get to experience the euphoria of your school. Yeah. Being crowned champions. Yeah. Ever in their lives. Because they are not joining such competition, even though they can, if they can decide to join, if they want to join. Yeah. You get it. So we cannot use it to kind of equate our private, our public schools. You get me? So it's fun. That's what I'm saying. If you can pay, then you pay. Yeah. Me like this, my JHS, I went to a good school. Yeah. Yes, we didn't do prom. There was no Rolls Royces. But according to some people, it was a privilege to go to that school. Yeah. So depending on wherever you attend, sometimes people feel you are privileged. Yeah. It's just nice to see, at least we used to see prom in television. Yeah. So when we watch movie, they are saying prom. At least Ghanaian kids are not getting to experience the prom. And if God blesses us and we also make money, just maybe our children will also be able to experience prom, not homo's night.
All right.
Yes, you experience prom, not homo's night. Promo, not almost 9th.
Charlie. Yes. All right, but Long John, I mean, today, a lot of conversation are sparking up with regards to this graduation ceremony organized by DPS. And Nanaba, or anybody Nana Kwame, was part of the people who graduated from DPS International. And of course, he was the head boy as well. I think we must commend him. I mean, leadership in his genes. Yeah. And no two ways about that. So we must commend him on that. But of course, he's going to school outside Ghana. And it doesn't sit well with many Ghanaians that, Chancellor Bapa, the Sanka, Kwame Tech, North Carolina.
You see, first of all, I have something to say about this international school. You asked me about the school I completed, senior school I completed. Yeah. I completed Agri Memorial.
And you're proud?
Very proud, fuckingly proud.
Amosa?
Proud Amosa.
How do you respond when you say Amosa?
Ahuya.
I be military.
That was just by the way. Anyway, listen, the whole thing is, you see, I don't think there's any difference between both schools. I think the only difference is culture, one, and then the educational system. Yeah. You see, in the end, we are all going to school to learn. The future of whoever it is or the individuals in there is not determined by the school you are going. Understand? So I believe we should encourage people who are doing what they can do, which is taking their kids to a public institution. If that's what you can afford, why not? You understand? And those who are equally also taking their children to DPS, that is what they can afford. But in the end, the future of the kids is determinant on they themselves. If they believe where they are from wouldn't determine where they will get to, of course they can be able to make
people are saying that if you go to a school like this international school, you are 60% sorted out because
do you know over 70 to 80% of Ghanaian leaders, I wouldn't even use the word, Ghanaian leaders currently, most of them come from places where there was no light safe.
They say that's why we are where we are.
That's not why we are where we are. We are where we are because of our attitude. No, you can't shift the blame to only the leaders.
But I'm not in leadership, so I cannot really...
Listen, you are not in leadership, fine. Yes. But there are certain things you also do. When government say don't do it, you do it.
But my own is not really as serious as you that you are putting.
That is the problem. Hold on, that is the problem. You feel what you bring to the table is not as big as them. And that little can also cause much. So with time.
I'm coming. So if I go and put rubbish in the gutter, I'm just
intentionally.
No, I'm coming.
Or you go and defecate in the gutter.
Are you going to allow me to talk?
Yes, continue. I'm giving you.
If I go and dump rubbish in the gutter and you cause financial loss to the state.
Okay. So let me show you. You are causing the society harm by spreading diseases, which will go a long way to
and also causing financial
loss to the state. Yes. Which will go a long way to now government have to look for money to clear those refuse dump you've gathered over there. Okay. So don't try to put the blame game. All I'm trying to tell our viewers is wherever you belong, wherever you find yourself, be appreciative.
And yes,
at least where you find yourself, you understand. But the most important thing is we are back to our DPS people. You see this prompting and stuff, like YB rightly said, Charlie. Plenty of people, if you Black American movies, then see for inside. Okay. And I believe those who are experiencing it now should thank their parents because they have lived the life for them to enjoy. You understand? And one thing I also like to applaud that Santehene for is I think he has been intentional in the way he's placed this, like raised his kids. Yeah. I noticed one thing from the videos I watched from his son. Yeah. There were elderly people who were addressing him. I don't know if people saw it, but there were elderly people who were addressing him. That should tell you the intentional act of how they are grooming their child. Yeah. You understand? It should tell you the kind of counsel the son too has. So imagine if he has something to discuss. Those are the people he's going to speak with. So having that kind of knowledge around you will definitely groom you to be a better man. And the guy hasn't gotten to any serious part of life, but you can see the gentleman-like in him. In everything he does. I mean, someone who can laugh in the next 30 seconds is frowning. Like, he has been fully groomed for what is ahead of him. You understand? So I believe one thing we have to do is we've seen people kids.
But what do you have to say?
We've seen people kids go wayward and stuff. So we have to applaud us on Santehene for.
Whose kids go wayward?
I mean, we've seen people of higher authority not having time
in
for
terms of
kids.
like kings.
Not in terms of kings. I'm talking in general.
In terms of everybody, why?
Why are you trying to fixate it? Look for trouble for yourself.
Authority.
Yes, of course.
But we have
everywhere.
One former president's son went on Facebook and said, when he came to Ghana with a lot of dreams, but as he came, the money all went time to Ashawo. Nobody complained.
Former president, I don't know.
Former president Peking say that.
You understand?
Right.
Grown man.
But I mean, the conversation about the fact that.
So I was saying something. We have to applaud Asantehene, you know, for the good work done on his kids, because so far his first son, we've seen his first summit, which shows
mining emotion.
Yes, which shows the kind of leadership he had growing up. And today we are seeing his last kid. Is that the last or the last?
There's a lady.
Okay,
yeah, I don't know.
So I'm sure that's the last but one. And we are seeing how wonderful he carries himself and everything. I believe it's a beautiful. I think they said he's also an SP. He's the school prefect.
Yeah, head boy was a head boy.
You see, so they are preparing for leadership, and that's a beautiful thing to behold. Now back to the subject matter. You were talking about DPS.
No, the kid is going to school.
Other things you're saying with preamble.
Yeah, those were preamble. Anatomy, you see, listen. Anatomy, you are going to study here. One thing I wanted to understand is, I saw Ghanaians actually. I saw on social media people criticizing him for, Asantehene for actually trying to enroll his son.
It's astronomy, not anatomy.
Astronomy, are you sure?
Yes.
Astronomy, okay. So, yeah, sure. So, you are
the astronomy
program
that he's going to read.
I think I saw people bash the Asantehene for actually enrolling his son, especially because it's a foreign institution.
Yeah.
And you see, sometimes we should try to be human. You understand? First of all, what program is he going to read? You understand? You ask yourself that, do we have institutions like that? Or what is the plan for the kid? You understand? The man himself knows what he wants. I think that Asantehene has come out to encourage Ghanaians not to go and seek for greener pastures abroad. Going to study abroad is different from seeking greener pastures. You can go and study and come back and come and implement whatever is studied here. And that's exactly what his son is going to do. Going to seek for greener pastures means I don't know ompe. Nyama nko ye ma memba biom. Probability say memba biom low. You understand? So we shouldn't compare what he's saying or what he has said to what he's doing with his kid, because in the end, whatever his kid is going to do is definitely come to add to whatever we know here, and technically add to our man work.
All right.
You understand? So that we can develop as a nation. So in the end, that's what I have to say.
I mean, he's flying out to go and study. People think he should have gone to KNUST and all that.
So yeah, all reverence to my kid. I'll talk of course. So say tutu. You see, people try to misquote people to kind of form an argument that sometimes doesn't make sense. Because once they heard the child is going to school in abroad, the first thing, KNUST. But KNUST, I'm astronomy. And I'm anything related to space. Because Ghana doesn't even have a space program. So why would you learn space program from a country that doesn't have a space program? It's like learning nuclear, atomic things from a country that doesn't have atomic energy or anything.
Or aerospace engineering.
It makes no sense.
From a country that doesn't have.
I mean, you get. And also, this is the same person whose children, some have attended KNUST.
Oh yeah.
One is in the Ghana Law School. You could have decided to go to US or UK to become a lawyer and come and write exams.
Right.
But he's here in Ghana, even with all the privilege. In fact, he's China. He's the president of.
Yeah, that's
the president for the Ghana Law School. Yeah. You get it. So there's no justification to all this commentary. It is based on whatever the person wants to do, and if they can even afford. Because I know some of you people. Let's be honest, you people cannot even afford Ghana school, but you are looking for scholarship for Abrochire school.
Exactly.
I mean, you get. Because government gives scholarships. Because this year a lot of people are going to the UK because that is where the government scholarship is going to. You get it. So if you be NDC member, you're speaking, you get the scholarship someday. You will talk to your constituency chairman because they've done it. But that's the thing. It's dependent on the person's pocket, direction, and where they want to go to.
All right.